Welcome everybody again to our second segment here on the Pancho Crystal Skull Hour here on jjlnradio.info. Before we continue, I just want to go ahead and give you guys our phone number, 702-408-0897 if you guys have any questions. Also, we're really happy to receive emails from you guys. Our email address is pancho@panchocrystalskull.com, and you can also look us up on the web. We're at www.panchocrystalskull.com. Here we are again with Rand Allen Porter, Reiki Master, Energy Healer, Light Worker, and Jedi Warrior. And right now, we're going to talk about, you guys, if you can see some of the toys that Rand brought for us, and he's going to explain to us a little bit about what they are. I remember the first time I met you, Rand, you had this contraption that I looked at it and I was like, whoa, what does it do? And you were kind of explaining to me a little bit about argon energy and stuff like that. Can you give us a little bit more detail about what that, you didn't bring that contraption with you. Can you talk to us a little bit about it?
Yeah, that was a little big. That was like the big daddy of all these little pieces I have here. That's based on Wilhelm Reich's technology of orgone energy and how the right configuration of crystals, metal filings or metal powder, and organic-based resins mixed together. When the resin hardens, it squeezes everything and it actually starts to draw energy that's all around us and kind of channel it and give it and pump it out so that you can actually use it for healing.
Oh, and it's specifically for healing.
Healing or manifestation. These are, I call them little etheric amplifiers because they kind of amplify your intent. So if your intent is to heal, it gives you a little bit boost in the healing aspect. Or if your intent is to manifest, it gives you a little bit more boost in that area as well.
I get you. It's having a crystal skull in the house is kind of like if I have bad thoughts or like negative thoughts,
sure.
Like I'm going to have a really bad day today. I have a really, really bad day today. But when my thoughts are positive, it seems that it doesn't seem. The skull actually amplifies that.
Of course.
So explain to me about this little contraption that you got going here. It's got a crystal on the top. It looks like it's made out of resin. It's got some copper wiring. What can it do? What do you use it for? Well, first of all, how did you make it?
Well, I used a small, like a pylon cone is the form, and I used some clear resin on the top, and there's a copper pipe down the center with the quartz crystal double terminated at the top as the master crystal, and there's also a wound copper spiral, like a torsion field spiral, kind of a larger version of that. I don't know if you can see that. What that does is it helps. As it creates the energy, that gathers it, because copper is a very good conductor, and it helps gather it and send it up to the point and channel it and focus it. So now all the energy is going out this master crystal. And there's also actually a frequency resonator buried in the bottom of it. I don't know if you can see that, but it's a AFT type frequency emitter laid against the bottom.
Okay.
Laid against the bottom of this copper coil. So now I can use like a CD player or an MP3 player and pump frequencies into it, like the solfeggio frequencies, like for instance 528, which is a frequency of DNA activation and love.
Explain to me a little bit more about that, because I have heard that term before, and it is a frequency of love, and you can actually plug something in there to intensify that energy.
Yes, this will amplify that frequency throughout probably
solfeggio,
500.
you said.
Yeah, solfeggio will amplify it in probably a 500-foot range.
Yeah.
So, and I use this underneath the Reiki table to help energize and with my clients with all these frequencies. And I have a track that has all 6 solfeggios in a harmonic all at once. I play that track, and it really, I get it.
Is it music?
It's more of a tone.
It's more like frequencies and tones?
Just frequencies and tones, but they're very beneficial to the bioenergetic field of the human body.
Okay, now having this item here next to Pancho, are they both, it's just kind of like totally intensifying everything.
Well, there's probably a synergy going on. Pancho has an amazing amount of energy, and this is an amplifier and an energy battery. It's kind of drawing energy from around us like an antenna, almost like a satellite dish, and concentrating it. So they're probably exchanging energy back and forth and amplifying each other.
Right.
So.
And for the purpose of, what do you think? Is it what are we
Probably
intend?
healing,
What we intend?
DNA
Well,
activation. I think the human race is evolving because of all the energy out there.
Okay.
We're evolving almost spontaneously, and the crystal skulls are probably a part of that evolution.
So let's talk a little bit more about frequencies, because I know that I've been getting into more frequencies. We're learning a little bit more about frequencies. I've actually been chanting Nam-myoho Renge Kyo, because Nam-myoho Renge Kyo is it's just like a higher frequency, and I feel like I just feel more powerful after I do I chant Nam-myoho Renge Kyo. These frequencies, what do they do to our bodies, or do they work on our minds? Do they work on our emotions? Do they get us to a higher, closer to heaven? Explain to me a little bit more about these frequencies and why they work for us and why they're good for us.
Well, the frequencies help draw us to a more pure frequency. When you're given or shown a frequency by something like Pancho or this, it tends to draw your energy if it's negative, or like, say, a flat note, it draws it up to that note because you want to be positive, and that shows you the way to be positive. You kind of assimilate to it, which is a good thing. You want to be a positive frequency, and these help kind of light the path to that positive frequency, and you automatically move to that, which is even higher. So you're clearing your way to the higher chakras above the eight, where the etheric realm, where you start to have your
connection,
your clairvoyance and things like that.
Okay.
Is the true gifts that the human avatars are actually capable of.
Okay. And earlier we were talking about chakras, and I noticed that you have some other little, what do you call those? They're like pyramids, or?
These are just, I have a whole set of mini chakra cones that I made.
Oh, they're cones, right.
I use them underneath a Reiki table when we're doing a healing session, and I'll line them up in the right correlation to the chakras and put them under the table. And on the several times I've done it, we've found that the people on the table, as well as all the healers around, just start giggling.
Oh, do
they just
they
all
really?
get very happy, the room just gets so much lighter and happier. There's no negative energy, and it's a nice feeling. So
now the lower the chakra, the lower the frequency. Is that correct? Or
I believe so. Yeah.
Okay, the lower the chakra, the lower the frequency. So what we get to do when we get to higher frequencies is to start operating maybe from a crown chakra or from a third eye chakra. Is that correct?
Correct. You want to try to maintain a higher etheric energetic level, so that we can be ready for what's coming in 2012 or beyond.
And I was God, it's like you read my mind, because those, I believe that what's going to come up in 2012, our vibration is going to change, our frequency is going to change. You and I have had several discussions about 2012. Some of the discussions maybe could be a whole show, maybe about the transition or the ascension.
Yeah, we are changing. We're in transit right now.
Can you talk to us a little bit more about that transit and that change in frequency, and how that probably in 2012 that we're just going to be operating on a whole new frequency?
Well, the scientists say that our whole solar system is moving through our galaxy, and we're entering the galactic equinox, which is the true plane of the actual galaxy. And in that plane is a far greater level of photonic energy, and it's affecting our bodies and our minds and our spirits in a way that's almost spontaneous evolution. And we're moving into 2012, evolving with it, through it, and we're becoming something that we've never been before. It's an interesting journey to see where we're going to go and where it's all going to end up. But I'm very excited. I think it's an amazing time to be alive.
No, absolutely. And your take on the crystal skull, especially Pancho, with this higher vibration and new frequency that we're going into? What's your take?
Well, I personally feel he's got a message for us, as well as the next generation of humans that are going to inherit the new Earth, the Earth that comes out the other side of 2012.
Interesting. Okay, so I get it that people have all these ideas about cataclysm and destruction. When you say new Earth, is it do you think that it's going to be actually a new Earth, or is it just a new frequency, a new vibration, or both? Or
Well, it does seem like the Earth's doing a bit of cleansing, and the road might get a little bumpier before it gets smoother.
the
But
road might get a little bumpier.
hopefully not too much bumpier. But
Yeah.
yeah, I think it's going to be amazing
Mhm.
when it does finally settle back down.
I totally agree. With the crystal skulls and us coming together in New York City in October 10/10/10, I think that's going to be incredible.
It's going to be an amazing event.
It's going to be an
Looking forward to
amazing
that.
event, yeah. And if my viewers don't know what we're talking about the 13 Crystal Skull Convention being held in New York, and and just the vibration of all those skulls being together. What's going to happen in New York City?
Oh wow, I can't even imagine. It's going to be amazing.
And it's going to be subtle. People don't really know that these
Yeah.
energy frequencies are going on and stuff. That people are just going to be going on their normal
Yes.
lives. But do you think they're going to be feeling it?
Yeah, how could they not feel that much
Okay.
energy? You're going to need to ground probably on a daily basis just to keep your feet on the ground for all that energy in the room.
I'm really, really looking forward to it. And we're just, we're just so happy that all of this is taking place in our lifetime right now. And, and that you have so much knowledge about this. You have one more little piece of something over there, and it also looks like a chakra rod or chakra something. Or chakra something.
Well, actually, I made this.
Okay.
I made this first crystal wand, and it's a little cloudy because I used too much tacky silica powder, and I wanted to see the chakra stones a little better, so I decided to. Well, of course, this was my first one, so it was a prototype. So I created this as the reactor core of my next wand. It took about 5 hours to make that, and I still haven't poured it yet, obviously, but that will be the heart of my next large crystal wand. I'm also going to make some smaller ones as well, but this one I'm real excited about.
Wow, that's very, very, very cool. And if you sleep with it, does it energize you while you're sleeping? What do you think?
Well, I wouldn't sleep with this quite yet, and I don't know about that either.
Okay.
You might hurt yourself.
I don't know
But
what I thought about that.
I have
Maybe
used
it
this.
does you.
I have used this in Reiki treatments and gotten some
Cool.
very good responses.
Okay.
Yeah, people seem to really resonate with that one.
That's awesome. And we're here with Rand Allen Porter.